Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to create your portfolio website and how to get the basic structure of that website set up. We won't be going into the kind of creative parts of it, so this is just the very first part. In a previous video I showed you how to work with Google Drive and get the documents, artifacts, images you need into Google Drive. So I'm in my Google Drive right now, and I'm just going to create a new Google site. So I just went to the new and then down to more and Google Sites. And the first thing that I'll have here is a place for me to kind of put the title of the site. There's two places for it. I usually use the top one and give this a name, like this is going to be my Joshua Johnson portfolio sample. And I'm going to specifically be setting up pages that correspond to the BML capstone project, the leadership capstone. You can change those for other pages that you have to add. You'll notice that it automatically makes the name of the site the same as the name of the file. That's important to remember, that the file is just so that when you look in your drive you can keep track of all of these different things. But the actual name of the site is what is shown to visitors. Okay, so on the page, just so that we have some kind of basic background, over on the right hand side are my toolbars. This is where I can change the theme, add pages, and insert content actually onto each web page. On the left hand side we have this top section, which is referred to as the header, and then we have this big blank section where the body of our site is going to be, and that's where I need to add components later. Also along the top you'll notice you have an undo last action and redo them. You have a button here that allows you to preview your site, and when you preview it, in the bottom right hand corner you can also change what size device you're previewing the site on. And that's important to know, that your site is going to look different on different size devices, but it's one of the beauty of Google Sites is that it's responsive web design, in that it will still look nice on all of them. So you can close that preview. Here's the place where you can add editors, whether you're adding the professors for your class or adding another person to help you build the site. You can add those here. And then the button that we'll use later to publish the site, as well as some different things that you can do to see how your site is doing, to get help, which is helpful. That sounds kind of weird, get help, which is helpful. So really right now we're going to focus on the structure of this BML portfolio. When I go to pages, you're going to notice there's only one page right now, and one of the things you can do with any page is rename it. So I'm going to rename this home page to Introduction. And one of the things that you're going to find is as you add more pages, it's going to build the menu of your site, which is going to appear up here on the very top of the header. So I'm going to add a page for professional vision. I'm going to add a page for WLC academic goals. I'm going to add a page for ADC program goals. I am going to add a page for the culminating application project. And finally the conclusion. All right, so these are the basic pages that are going to show across the top of my site. Now, one of the things you will notice in most of them, like most sites have some standards that you have to meet. In this particular site, we have 3 academic goals and 7 program goals. So this is going to take a moment, but I am basically just going to do this and say academic goal 1. And because I'm going to have to do this 3 times, I'm going to copy this and then just paste it and put goal 2 and paste it again for goal 3. And then I'm going to finish the other ones, but I'm going to pause this while I do it. I'm going to take these academic goals. I don't want them to be their own menu. You'll notice that over here, if I want to rearrange my menu, I can change the order. I can make the academic goal the very first thing that shows up after the introduction. So moving them around, you'll see when you drag them with those 6 dots, you'll see these big blue areas where you're dropping it. But I actually want to add these ones to be sub-pages of the WLC academic goal. And you'll notice that when I drag these up and put it right underneath a page like this, it kind of attaches it to those. So I'm putting the 3 of them. You'll notice I put all three of them stacked underneath the WLC academic goals. And what that does is it changes that page to be a drop-down menu for the three goals. So I'm going to do the same thing with the program goals, all 7 of them. I'm going to pause this to do that, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, so after I added the 7 program goals, I dragged them under ADC, and you'll see now that I have my pages and these ones in a sub menu, and you can kind of tell by the different icon there. You can see them over here as they drop down. So keep in mind, you can always rearrange all of these things, including this entire folder. I could move all of the program goals up somewhere. I can also rename the pages as well as remove them from the site. Basically delete it, or hide them from navigation. And that's important. There might be something later if you want to use this site personally. You might not want people to see the academic goals. So you can hide them from navigation. It just removes them from the menu. Those pages are still there, so you can always keep them up to date and reveal them when you want someone to see that. I can also click on it, but I have to do it for each one and show them in the navigation. The final thing that you can do, but you probably don't need to most often, is you can make any page be the home page, and you'll see that the home page is kind of notated with that little home icon. It always has to be the first page though, so it rearranges it when you make one the home page. So the introduction is going to be my home page. So now we have the basic structure of the site. In the next video, I'll show you how to add content to the site by way of text and images.